Alright YouTube, we've cleaned out our concentrates and here's what we've got. So out of the two 7-inch and 6-inch sluices, this is our concentrated material. We're going to hand pan, and I'm going to do a little instructional or how I like to pan for gold on this material. So we did pull the picker out, so I'll let you take a look at that if I can get it out of my pocket here. The one picker we just showed you, you want to be able to see that. We did pull the gold picker out, so it's already in a vial, so we don't have to worry about picking it out. But we did see some other big nice pieces, maybe not nearly as big as those, but there's our concentrates. It's down to probably 2 cups, if that, and we'll do a little how-to panning video, which I will post separate also, but I'll include it in this long video. Okay YouTube, we're going to show you how I pan for gold. A little bit of an instructional video, try to keep it short, but I basically, first thing I like to pan into is maybe it's an odd job. These are the black concrete totes. People will mix concrete in by hand at Lowe's or Home Depot. So you can pick one of those up, put it with water. I get a little bit of detergent, liquid soap. You can use jet dry. I put a drop or 2 in there, and that helps to break the surface tension for your fine gold. And I'll swirl that around here in a minute. I like to use my 18-inch Garrett pan. That's one of my favorites, one I started with. And before I tell you anything, the secret to really panning for gold is 3 things, and that's classify, classify, classify. And I put this over top of my pan, and I'll classify this down to 1/8 of an inch. That's what I'm comfortable with this material. I've also got a 1/4 inch, got 1/2 inch I use in the field a lot, and I've got even finer meshes when I want to get down to that really fine nitty-gritty stuff. But I'm pretty confident 1/8 inch will be fine. I'll be able to get 99% of the gold. So hey, ECP, stay tuned for some gold panning. Okay, we're going to start a how-to video. I got the iPad set up here. I think we can see what we're doing. So the first thing I do, if you can see my pan here, I'll put it down into the water. I'll swish around some of that soap that we put in there to mix. I'll put my classifier right over top of that. You can use a kitchen strainer, anything like that, works well. I'll take a scoop, in this case a handful of our concentrates, and this will get out all of the larger rocks that will have to do with panning. So you see, and you'll see a nice piece of white quartz there. So we've got that down. So next, what I do is I call stratify. So I stratify my material in my hand. I hope you can see this okay. If not, I can remake the video. But I stratify my material. I get it swirling around like so. This gets all the heavies to the bottom. Then I do a side-to-side motion, and then I like to just roll. This is my particular panning technique. So I take all the lights off, and you can see the darker material. When I see the darker material, I go back and I stratify some more. Get all those heavies to the bottom, because the black sands are heavy, they're metallic. People call them hematites. And when you see it down to that, I go ahead and put a little more water in my pan, stratify again, and we're bringing all the light stuff, as you can see, back to the top, and then we roll that top layer off until we get down to a small, manageable amount. So then we just do the same thing, we roll it off, and I hope that you all can see that. I'm trying to as much as I can. So then I'll take this pan, and let's see if I can do this way so you can see it. I'll roll the water up. This is one technique. So I roll the heavies, the fine stuff off, and we see some gold right off the bat here. You see some gold there. If you can see it, but I'm seeing gold already. So this is some pretty good concentrate. So I'll get my snuffer bottle and I'll start sucking up the fine gold. Girl Friday out here, my wife Tony is helping me here. So that's the whole pan. I saw that part of that was getting cut off. So we're down again to the finer material. We're going to go ahead and pan right here because I'm already starting to see some gold. So we're going to, again, side to side, leave a small amount of water in here. And if you watch, there's one technique. We slowly roll the water over top, and we're taking away the heavier material the lighter material and leaving it here. You see right off the bat, look at the big piece of gold. Can you see that, Tony? See that one right there? You zoom in on that. If you tap the screen right there, they can see the gold. It'll focus on right where, tap where the gold's at in the screen. So you can see some heavier stuff, and that's a picker. We could actually pick that up out of there. So let's roll it some more, and you'll see the heavier stuff starting to come down. And then what we can do is we can take our snuffer bottle, see this here, and this will get us down to grabbing the finer stuff. It'll snuff up that piece of gold. It should even be able to get that picker up, I believe. And we're just snuffering up the pieces of gold and separating. This has a lot of black sand, which black sand is close to the gravity of gold, so it's pretty heavy too. But you can see these heavier pieces you can bring to the middle. Bigger pieces, we'll bring them up, and we'll just separate these out, and then we can, that's more of a little chunky piece there. We'll suck that up. So we'll keep panning here, and that's all you do is you're going to sit there and roll, and here you see some more gold. Look at this, Tony. It's a good pan. So you got some nice gold in this pan. So here's how you pan. That's the most easiest way for beginners. I've got some other techniques I use I can go into on some other videos, but you're just going to right now snuffer up those big pieces as you separate them from the black sands. A lot of them, if they're heavy enough, will stay right there at the top of the pan. And you can see that use your finger if you want to pull them out and away from the black sand some. These are some chunky pieces, so we got some good gold. We're liable to get a lot of gold out of these concentrates that we ran here today. And they're all in our snuffer bottle there now. So there's how you pan for gold. Quick, easy tutorial. ECP, over and out. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, YouTube, let's round this out. Let's see, stop it. Okay, YouTube, let's wrap this thing up. So we've panned all of our gold. We've got it into a snuffer bottle, okay? So this is the concentrated concentrates. Just to review the things you need to know how to pan for gold. The tub we got from Lowe's. It's a concrete pan. That's what most people call it, to mix up concrete by hand. Classifier, in this case we're using the 1/8 inch. There's also 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch or smaller. You can simply use a kitchen strainer. I like to use my Garrett 16-inch pan. It's my favorite to pan with. And then what we're going to talk to you today about is, after we just panned all this gold we showed you, how do you get all that gold without all that black sand into a little tiny glass vial? And we're going to show you that. And the first thing I like to use is a pipette. So if you ever had chemistry class and you used a little pipette, I think they're the most valuable thing you can do to get the gold from the pan into this little glass vial, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our pan in the water. We've already added a little bit of dish soap to break the surface tension, because gold will float, almost like you see a battleship float. If it's concave, which you can't see, it'll typically float if it gets on the surface of the water, so you want to break that surface tension. So we're going to dump all these concentrates into the gold pan. Sure we got it all in there. It's all rinsed out good. And we're going to show you still got some black sand that you snuffed up in there. And we've got to separate that now. So look at all the gold we've got first and foremost. Can you zoom in on that, Tony? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pan that down. And then we use a little tapping technique to separate the gold from the black sand. And what we'll do is slowly roll that water up. You can do it this way by slowly rolling it up. But the thing I like to do is I use my belly. I do the belly tap, because gold's still a little heavier. I don't know if Tony can see that over top of my arm. Maybe I should do my left-handed tap. There we go. Not as good left-handed tapping. Let me let her step on the other side of me. So as the water rolls up, I tap the pan when it gets to the top. So if you see now, it's starting to separate. And I can slowly roll some of those black sands off. As you see, the gold's still the heaviest thing in there. I take this snuffer pipette and I can pipette this gold right up into here. Now, that's a one way, so I take my gold vial. Where'd we set it at? Pause it, Tiny. So I take my, ready? I take my gold vial and then I just squirt that back into there. And the gold's heavier, it'll go right to the bottom. So I do that. So I can, again, if you watch, suck these up into this pipette, into the vial. Into the vial. So that's how I get my gold into the vial without all that black sand. ECP, over and out.